Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do what is probably my most hotly requested video, which is about me. So I've compiled a list of right around 20 questions that I've either gotten from you guys here on YouTube or from other social media, and a couple of them are questions that my friends thought would be fun for me to put in here just in general. So these are, most of them I think are just about me in general, and then there are a few that'll deal with the channel and ASMR in general. So I thought we'd do those last, and we'll start with the more about Rani stuff, because I don't know, I couldn't decide, so I'm picking now, as you do. So, question number uno. Where are you from? Which I feel like this is an odd question, but I do get this one a lot, and it's weird to me because I feel like I say this all the time. I live in New Mexico. I live in a desert. Yeah, it's real dry. It makes it really hard to put makeup on. We have to put lotion on all the time. But I really like the climate here, honestly. Humidity makes my hair all poofy. I don't like that. I don't like it. So I do love it here. I live in a desert. I live in New Mexico. I was born in Minnesota, but I don't remember it. I was 2 when we moved to New Mexico, and I just never left. New Mexico kind of does that to people. You move here and you just kind of get sucked in. You never leave. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Question 2. What sports teams do you support? So, with being born in Minnesota, I'm sure you might guess, my mother, not my father, my mother is a Minnesota Vikings fan, which makes me by default a Minnesota Vikings fan. I don't like football. I don't watch it. I don't like it at all. But I support the Minnesota Vikings. I also do actually support New Mexico United. I'm pretty sure I've talked about them before on the channel as well. I do go to soccer games when I can. Obviously I can't right now, but I do really like soccer in general. And then I am a really big fan of the Vancouver Canucks. Which is actually a funny story. I really like Stargate SG-1, the TV show. And there's an episode, I don't even know what episode or what season or anything anymore, that Jack asked Teal'c who Teal'c favored to win the cup. And Teal'c says he believes the Vancouver Canucks are superior warriors. And for some reason, since then, I've been a Canuck fan. Just kind of stuck. I like the Canucks. Are you a video gamer? That's question number 3. I guess. That's kind of a hard question to answer. I do play video games. I am more of a board gamer. I really like strategy board games like Terraforming Mars, or Wingspan, or Catan's okay. What else do I have? What else do I have? Clank. What do I play a lot? Of course, now my mind goes blank. Mainly Terraforming Mars. I love Terraforming Mars. Just best game ever. Love it. But for video games, I don't give them as much time for whatever reason. I do like video games. I have a Nintendo Switch, and I do play some video games, or computer games, I guess, because they're on my computer, but they are still video games. I play like Stardew Valley. I have Wingspan on my computer. I've played Halcyon 6. I have several games that I've started and haven't finished. I guess on the Switch I'll play a lot of Mario games. I'll play Figment, Bastion. I tried playing Hollow Knight and it was just a little bit too far beyond my experience level, so I would like to play Hollow Knight, but I'm not quite there yet. And I just haven't had the time to devote to video games, so kind of a video gamer, but I don't know that I'd really call myself a video gamer, but I would call myself a gamer, because I love board games. So, sure. Marvel or DC? Question 4. Marvel. I don't really like like DC. DC a lot of the time is a lot darker. I don't like it. I like the humor and the wit that's in a lot of Marvel stuff, especially the older stuff. I was a big fan of X-Men back in the day. I don't do very much with superheroes in general anymore. It's kind of got overplayed. But of the two, Marvel for sure. Question 5. Star Wars or Star Trek? If we're not counting the Disney trilogy, I would say Star Wars. If we are counting the Disney trilogy, I would say Star Trek. I'm one of those. I don't like what Disney did with Star Wars in general. I just don't like it. But I love Star Wars. I love the original trilogy, and I even love the prequel trilogy. It came out like right in the nostalgia zone. So I have a soft spot for Jar Jar Binks. I will admit it. I know he's annoying, but I loved him when I was a kid, and I just can't not anymore. Nostalgia, man. It'll do it. And I didn't really start watching Star Trek until college. So of the two, because Star Wars has all the nostalgia, I would probably have to lean towards Star Wars. Question 6. Favorite TV shows / movies / music groups? That's a long question, realistically. I don't watch a whole lot of TV or movies anymore, just for lack of time. I do watch Friends religiously. I watch Friends all the time. I have it on DVD. I will fall asleep to Friends, not infrequently. Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Firefly. Sanctuary I really liked. Eureka. Warehouse 13. Not a lot of new stuff. I liked The Walking Dead for the first maybe 4 seasons, and then it just got... ugh, I didn't like it anymore, so I stopped watching. As for movies, my favorites are the Lord of the Rings extended. Not the standard. Extended. Has to be extended or it doesn't count. Definitely my favorite. I also really like The Count of Monte Cristo, the one with Caviezel. That one's really good. Again, just nothing new, because I don't have time. As for music groups, Two Steps from Hell and Audio Machine are probably the ones I listen to the most, just because I am a writer and I listen to epic music. I do highly recommend both of them. I like a lot of Two Steps older stuff better than their newer stuff. They kind of got a little bit more experimental, and I don't like as much of their recent stuff, but their older stuff is just, it's incredible. Highly recommend. Okay, so this next one, question 7. What color socks do you wear? And do they match? And will you prove it? I'm not going to prove it because I don't have toenail polish on. And I feel like my feet look weird if I don't have toenail polish on. But I don't wear socks. I have what my friends affectionately refer to as the ice feet. My feet are always cold, and if my feet are warm, I'm probably too hot. So I just don't generally wear socks. You'll have to take my word for it. If I do wear socks, like if I'm wearing tennis shoes or something, I just wear black socks. Literally all of my socks are black. So I guess they automatically match because I also tend to just buy the same brand of socks. Question number 8. How long have you dyed your hair? I think I was 13 when I first dyed it. 12 or 13. So a long time, because how old am I? So a good 15 years I've been dyeing my hair. And I've changed it up a little bit. I've mainly had this color, which my dad picked out, by the way. But I did blue-black when I had long hair. I did blue-black with blonde tips. I've just done red highlights, and I used to have when I had really long hair, I had like chunky pieces of blue, black, and the red. Super pretty, because they would mix together and kind of make this really fun purple. I liked that. A lot. But yeah, I've had it for so long now that at this point I'm pretty sure I've had red in my hair longer than I haven't had red in my hair. So I can't really picture myself without it, and if I didn't have it, I don't think I would look right. So I'm keeping it. What are your tattoos? Do they have special meanings? That's 9, by the way. I have a lot of tattoos, and I feel like at some point I should just do a tattoo video just to show them all off, but I have loads, and it's cold, so I wore sleeves, so I can't easily show you, but I have most of a sleeve on my left arm. I have a quill pen on my back, and a fountain pen on my side. I have kind of a metalwork piece with a dahlia on my thigh, and on my right foot I have the national flowers of all of the countries my mom and I visited in 2016. But yeah, at some point I will do a really fun tattoo video, but I think I will do it in the summer when it's easier to show them off. Because right now it's cold, I'm cold, and I kind of just want to have my arms covered because it's cold. But I will do a tattoo video at some point, I promise. And I apologize if you can hear traffic tonight. I don't know what is going on, but people are driving like crazy, and I don't feel like staying up any later. So we're just going to do this now. And I apologize for any background noise. Not really anything I can do about it. Question number 10. What books are you currently reading? I'm really only reading one right now. I was reading like 3, and then I finally decided to just put 2 of them down so that I would actually finish one. And all 3 of them were ones I've already read, just because in January I find that it's easier to just read something I've already read so that I'm not extra stressed, because Januaries are crazy. So I am rereading Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, and that's all I'm reading right now. I was reading The Last Wish by Anders Sapkowski. It's The Witcher, the first book from The Witcher. And I was reading The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton. All of which I've read before, but I found it easier to just be only reading one right now. A lot going on. Question number 11. We're just going to go back to single digits. What story are you currently working on? I get this question a lot on all of my social media because I'm a writer and because I had been published prior to last year. What story are you working on right now? I can't really easily tell you because it's not finished yet, and I don't write outlines. I'm sorry. I am what you call a seat of your pants writer, so I don't outline, I just write as I go, which is really fun, but also means that it's really hard for me to explain to people what I'm writing because the whole story hasn't come together, so I don't, and I'm still like in the first half, so I don't really know what the story's about yet, because it all picks up in the second half. Sorry. What's your favorite color? I want to say black, but it's probably actually red. I really like red. As far as what my favorite color is to wear, either blue or green, it really depends on the context because I don't really have one specific favorite color. If I did, it would be 50-50 between black and red. But it really depends on what we're talking about because just a favorite color, it's like, well, I don't want everything to be that color. But if it's like a favorite color for a specific thing, then I probably do have a favorite color for that. Like if it's shoes, I probably want black. If it's blankets, I oddly enough probably want purple. If it's my hair, I want red. If it's eyeshadow, I want blues and greens. So it just depends. What's your favorite food? I think that's 13. That's question number 13. I think. Is it? I don't know. It's either 12 or 13. I lost track. I'm sorry. I don't have a favorite food either. I get this one a lot as well because I am how do I explain this? I'm a mutt. My mom is like Dutch and English, and my dad is from Pakistan. So I have kind of eclectic family ties that mean eclectic food groups. I don't really have a favorite food either. Every time I try to pick one out, I'm reminded of like 7 or 8 other foods that I love. So I couldn't really tell you what my favorite food is. My favorite food is whatever food I'm having for dinner. Probably not lunch, dinner. I'm tempted to just say like chicken, because I really like chicken and chicken's so versatile, but I know that's not what anybody means when they ask what your favorite food is. So I'm not gonna say chicken, but I wanna say chicken. That is the last of the questions that are more about Rani, and the rest of them are more based on the ASMR channel and ASMR in general. So let's dive into those. So, question number 1. What first got you into ASMR? That would be a friend of mine who had been watching ASMR for, I think, been watching it for a while before he introduced me to it. But we had been talking and realized that I am very sound sensitive. I will start to get really cranky if there are conversations going on that I can hear that I'm not a part of, especially if I'm trying to do something at the time. I can also get really cranky with like repetitive noises. I don't like there's a lot of sounds I just can't stand. I actually have a hard time with a lot of sounds videos because I am so sound sensitive, and a lot of them will repeat to the point that it will just drive me bonkers. But that friend had told me about ASMR and thought it was something that might kind of help me to kind of chill at the end of the day. So I'd started watching ASMR, I think maybe in 2016 because of his recommendation, and it just kind of spiraled from there, and I haven't really stopped. Which kind of answers the next question, question 2. How long have you been watching? That would be since 2016-ish. Once I got into it, I really just didn't stop at all. It's kind of addicting, isn't it, ASMR? You just kind of, once you get into it, you're just like, ooh, new videos, ooh, squirrel. It's great. Question number 3. I hear a lot of ASMRtists get asked this question. A lot of them know the answer. What was your first ASMR experience? I don't know. Be real honest, guys. I have no idea. I have experienced ASMR my entire life, and my entire life I didn't know that other people didn't feel it. I never talked about it. I just assumed everyone else felt it because it's so common for me. I get ASMR all the time. I can give myself ASMR by whispering to someone. Yeah, if I am messing around with my dog and I whisper to him for a little while, I will get tingles all down my back and down my spine and on my shoulders, and it's just, I have had that happen my entire life, so I couldn't really tell you what my first experience with it was. I never really sought it out. It wasn't ever something that I was like, oh, this is a really great feeling. It was just something that was so common that I just enjoyed it when it happened. I still enjoy it when it happens, but I never really thought much about it. So I can't really tell you what my first experience with it was, because it's been happening so much my whole life that it was just always there. Question 4. Why did you start an ASMR channel? You know that friend who introduced me to ASMR? He then realized that I had a kind of ASMR voice, and he convinced me that I should start a channel. That's it. thought I would enjoy it, and I actually have. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been a really great way to kind of explore a new path of creativity. Because I mean, you know me, I like creating stuff. I'm a writer primarily, but I'm a dancer, I am a painter. I would love to get back into drawing. I love creating things. So having this very constant creative outlet of doing ASMR videos, I get to explore a venue of creativity that I never really considered doing before last year. And then with all of the lockdowns and everything, it was just really easy to find time to make videos. And it was a really good way to force myself to be creative and make something every week. Just, well, you have to make a video because that's your goal, is to release one video every week. And I did it. I'm really proud of myself. I did it from the time I started. I released a single video every Friday for the rest of the year. And I'm super proud of that. And sure, a lot of them are like easy, fun videos, but that still took a lot of time and a lot of effort. And it's taken me a while to actually get comfortable in front of a camera. I'm not that comfortable in front of a camera. I'm just not. I never have been. So finding a way to get myself in front of a camera and to be okay with editing myself and leaving in some of the funny faces that I make when I'm talking, because I know I make faces when I talk. Learning to be okay with that has also it's just been really good for me. And so I'm really glad that I started it, but the reason why I started it was because my friend talked me into it. The next question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, 5 or 6. Do you have any 2021 goals for your channel? I really don't. At least in the beginning of the year, I don't really set big goals for myself. I will usually consider them starting in February. I'll start thinking about what I really want to do, just because January is crazy. I don't know why people think after the holidays, like as soon as it's January, it's just going to calm down. It doesn't at all. January is usually super busy, and so I don't like to put any undue stress on myself. So I don't make any goals until February. When we get closer to the end of the month, probably next weekend actually, I will figure out some goals. But it's probably going to be very similar to last year with I would like to release a video every week, and I would like to see some steady growth from the channel. I have no intention of really promoting it. This channel is more for me to be creative, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And I would love to create stuff that you guys want to see. So if you guys have suggestions, like I'm always saying, if you have suggestions, if you have stuff you want to see, I'm super happy to make videos curated based on what you guys want. But my goals really for this channel are just for maintaining a level of creativity in my life, because my life has gotten really busy, and I don't want to be that creative person who gets busy and stops creating. I want to at least have one thing that I stick to and that I put at least some focus on to make sure that it gets done and that I am being creative in some capacity. And this is actually a pretty high capacity. So I'm really happy and really pleased with myself if I am able to keep up with that and do a video a week through the rest of this year. What other ASMR artists do you follow? A lot. I follow a lot. I pretty much watch anything that Gentlewhispering, Moonlight Cottage, Latte, and FredsVoice. I watch Fred a lot. I'll pretty much watch anything that those four put out, but there are so many ASMR artists that I watch. Those are just like the big name ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But I will see if I can put a list down in the description box of a bunch of other ASMR artists that I love and that I get a lot of inspiration from, and that I might at some point strive to be like as this channel grows. But I follow a ton of ASMR artists. I will watch pretty much anybody. I'm not as fond of lo-fi, just because, again, I have that sound sensitivity issue, and a lot of the lo-fi stuff can get really irritating for me. And if it's irritating, then you just can't enjoy it. So I like a lot of the more professionally recorded stuff, but I do occasionally really enjoy a like lightly lo-fi video from a newer artist, I guess would be that, from like someone who's probably at the recording level that I'm at, where it's decently recorded, but there is some white noise and there is some background noise, and there are the occasional, I apologize, there's a car going by again, because I don't know what is going on outside tonight, guys. There's just all sorts of vehicles going by. But I do really like the kind of impromptu, fun videos like this one, where it's just, I'm going to sit down and answer some questions. And I really like that a lot of the smaller channels will do that, where a lot of the bigger channels, they've done a few and so they don't do them anymore. And it's just, I like a lot of the smaller ones too. I'll leave a list down in the description box so you can check out who I like to follow. And lastly, and I feel like this one is really similar to one that I've already answered, but I get this one a lot from pretty much anybody who knows me and knows that I'm making an ASMR channel, is, what are your plans for your channel? I don't have any. I don't. Maybe I should. I haven't really thought about it. I don't think it had occurred to me to think about it until somebody asked me that question, and I was just like, oh, I don't know. I'm just here to have fun. I'm here to have fun and to kind of give back to a community that's meant a lot to me. The ASMR community is just really fun and really nice, and a lot of the times very caring. I love scrolling through comments on other creators' channels and seeing all of the nice things that people say. It is not very common to see rude and mean and snarky people in the ASMR community in general, and I love that. So maybe that's my biggest plan, is to give back to a community that's been really big in my life for so many years at this point. I don't know what my tiny little channel can do to give back, but just me being here and making videos, even for a few people, that's fun for me, and that's worth it for me. So that's my plan. My plan is to have fun, to make videos, to help you guys relax, and to be creative. Because that is what it boils down to a lot of the time for me, is finding avenues for creativity. Because I need it, I crave creativity. If I haven't been able to be creative in even a week, it is so stressful for me. So this is a really good way of maintaining a level of creativity that keeps me sane. So I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching my videos. I hope that you enjoy them. I know sometimes I'm very silly. I know sometimes sometimes I like my videos and sometimes I don't, and I feel like that's pretty normal, especially for a new artist. So I would appreciate more comments on what you guys like and what you're kind of meh on. I am planning on making some more like video game style videos. I want to try Wingspan because I think that would be really fun. I haven't tried out Stardew since the new updates came out, so I haven't decided really if I want to start a new farm or what, because I haven't really had as much time to play, and those take a little bit longer to make. But we'll see, and I do have a whole bunch of other ideas for videos. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know, please, because I will happily add them to the list. I do want to try more creative stuff, so if you have like some fun, if you ever had a really fun idea for an ASMR video, I'll try it. I'm trying to stay away from role plays just because this is an art channel, and while I did act a little bit in high school, I don't really want to act for this channel. Not yet, at least. It'll maybe be a thing that I do later, but I don't think that my camera setup and everything is great for roleplay. So that's probably my one line, is roleplay. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Now you know that I'm a rambler. You probably already knew that though, didn't you? Thank you for listening to my rambles. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!